Hey again YouTube, Nutjob with Machete back with a video for you. It's not a review because I'm not actually reviewing the products that you'll see. I'm just hoping to share something that might be neat, might help you guys out, and to kind of maybe not necessarily inspire you to do the same, but maybe, to think about something in a kind of similar vein and everything. Anyways, blah 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 blah, what the hell. So Nikki presented me with a challenge, I think it was like Sunday, almost a week ago, and it was to put a survival kit that she would always have in her car in winter, and she wanted me to put it in a snow brush, basically, an ice scraper. So I thought that was an interesting idea. We always have kits in our cars. Both Nikki and I've even had Mom and Kent and Bonnie and the rest of them, they've got some sort of kit in their car. Mine's a little bit more expansive because I designed mine for if I go out in the middle of the boonies and the car breaks down or I get snowed in or something like that, I can survive for about 3 or 4 days, which is enough time for either someone to come find me, because I usually tell people where I go, or for me to have found someone else. I'm not going into the far, far bush with it because, hey, it's a car kit. But Nikki also has another one, which is actually just behind me. You might be able to see it down there, considering there's a whole bunch of shit back here. She's usually on major highways or minor highways, secondary highways, they're known as. So she's on roads with major traffic, or at least daily traffic. So that's what I designed her original kit for. What she wanted this one for was just in case she can't get to the original kit, or, like say she's in the middle of a blizzard or something like that and she just wants to or needs to stay inside her car. She can't actually get to the kit, which is usually in the trunk, or something has happened to the original kit, say it's been damaged and she needs to hunker down. Now specifically, she wanted something that she could stay in the car with for a few hours and be fine, either overnight or like for a 12-hour up to maybe a 24-hour day. The big kit is designed for 2 days of food and water. There's a cup, there's a whole kit and caboodle in that. But this one, she just wanted short term. So that's kind of the logic behind it. So the challenge was, of course, what the hell to put into it, how to fit it in, and all that stuff. So of course, I couldn't get her a wood one without attaching everything to the outside with like screws or duct tape or something along those lines, or getting a very big wooden handle and hollowing it out and putting a full kit in there. So I just went down to Princess Auto and got this one, which is actually a pretty decent little brush, for I think like $6 or $7. I literally walked out of Superstore today and saw someone with the exact same one under Superstore's brand, so obviously you can get these everywhere. So it's got a hollow aluminum handle. I had a couple of ideas. One of them was if I needed to fit big stuff in it, then I would just cut the aluminum handle and put a bigger tube over top, secure it at one end, and then have the other end go to the handle. But it kind of worked out that we didn't need to do that. If I'd had a little extra time, I might have done that. She is doing a trip to Estevan in Saskatchewan this upcoming week, this Wednesday. So I needed to get this ready for her ASAP, and I started working on it about Thursday. So yeah, in about 3 or 4 days I was able to get something like this together for her. I did want to put something else in it, and I'll show you that. One of these little lights, it's a flashlight, it's a strobe light, full on da-da-da, the 5 different things, and the whistle, right? Well, actually fairly loud too. But what I discovered was the little rubber button on that was a little too big for this. I'd have to shave off the button, in which case it was probably going to turn itself on and drain the battery, and thus become completely and utterly useless. So, shit, oh well. So I had to think of something different around that. So I'll show you everything I've put in here. Now, with this style, I actually had from this little crimp here all the way to up here to work with. there was a challenge, and that was because Nikki wanted light, she wanted a little bit of fire, she wanted some sort of signaling device, which was why we went with flashlight and strobe, and she wanted an emergency blanket in here too. So taking in mind her EDC, like she always has a multi-tool on her, either a little one, kind of like this. I think she has like 3 of these on her. She always has a little folding knife with her. She always has a flashlight. She always has a multi-tool attached to her keychain. This is my Gerber shard. She's got the SOG Mac V tool. You know, we've always got something on us. And since she's going to be in the car, you know, it didn't really matter if it was going to be something that might freeze, thaw. So, yeah. Anyways, let me show you. So, I had to do a little modifying. And what I did, I'm going to come towards the camera. You know, I'm going to sit on my stool and show you guys. Hopefully I don't sit on my stuff. So, hey, off to the side. Anyways, I had to take this apart. Had a screw here, which is really nice. Took that screw off and realized I was going to need a way to secure it that you can take it on and off, on, off, on, off, on, off easily, right? Just in case you can't get to her keys. So I drilled through the aluminum and the plastic and put a bolt, what is it, 832. They're the ones that you can trim off really easy. They've got like the 4 or 5 sections. I've got a box of them for some reason. And then a wing nut. So, you know, this is something that fingers freezing or you've got your gloves on, you can take the wing nut off and it's not really that difficult. Now, the bolt, you have 2 choices. I left it the way it is. You can ream out both the aluminum and the plastic. So you can just slide the bolt out by pushing on it and it goes all the way out. I wanted this to stay a little more secure because she's going to be scraping ice with it a lot. So because we always have multi-tools on us, let's use my new Kilimanjaro. Because we always have something on us in our pockets, in our purse, our purse, in her purse, in my satchel, backpack, on our keychain, all of that stuff. We always have something that we can undo the bolt with. Now, it's actually not in there too tight. I mean, I can actually get it to the point where you can just thread it out with your fingers, but this is going to be faster, and tweaked my wrist 2 weeks ago, so using just my fingers, you can kind of feel the tweak. Anyways, look, see, even with that, it hurts a little bit, but you can get it out. And there. Like I said, I grabbed a bolt that I could trim off. Don't want to lose that bolt or the wing nut that I think I put in my pocket. I'll find it when I stand up. Nikki does that all the time. This, wiggle, off. What I did was I actually picked up 2 bolts because I couldn't remember the size, or 2 wing nuts because I couldn't remember the size of that bolt, if it was a 832 or 1032. So, inside, attached to a ribbon, is the other wing nut. And the reason for that is you just pull the wing nut and the first part of the kit comes out. This was the challenge. This is going to be a challenge to get back in there. So, but this is a space blanket that I had to roll up and fit in here. Now all I did was pull it out into thirds. And then I wanted to protect it a little bit against scratching on the inside, so I wrapped it in saran wrap, which actually makes it easier to roll up and stick back in. Space blanket, 1. Let's keep pulling. Oops, something got stuck. Something got stuck. There we go. Obviously, you can just slide it sideways. Now this is from, sorry, that hurts my wrist a little bit. Let's switch hands. This is from a really cheap Rothko survival knife. The tube itself, which actually has Morse code on it, so if you need to. But inside is 3 SOS Tinder Quicks, a cotton ball, which of course you can use for fire or staunch flow, 4 band-aids, 2 bigs, 2 smalls, 8 matches, and 2 safety pins. The reason I designed it like that is this is to essentially complement the 2 med kits that I put in Nikki's big set and just give her a little more security, you know, some fire if she needs to do a fire outside the car, obviously not in. well, maybe in if you need a really big signal, but you know, a nice little simple fire and med kit. We have many fire and med kits, so this one is probably the simplest and smallest. Keep pulling up, keep pulling up, keep pulling up, keep pulling up, and just a little travel candle. You know, need a fire in the car or something like that. She actually said she'd probably hunker down in the wheel well with this in her beverage container, which usually has like an ashtray, something metal in there, so she could just put it in there for heat, and then she'd put the space blanket over top of her. So I also wrapped this in saran wrap for two simple reasons. Just in case this started tearing off the wax, and the saran wrap can be burned and it produces a black smoke. It also produces a hot fire. Last but not least, the signals. So this is actually what's tied to this ribbon. It actually comes with this. These are two 8-hour mini glow sticks, one red and one orange. Now, due to the limitations in size, obviously that flashlight wouldn't have worked out, but Nikki always carries, she actually has two flashlights, one on her keychain, which is 10 lumen, and it'll last for about 4 hours. It's a little Swiss Tech, and she's got a Browning flashlight in her purse at all times. 100 lumens, lasts for about 8 hours. So she has flashlights on her at all times. This was something so that she could, you know, hang it from her trunk and it could sway in the wind at night and kind of be a signal for approaching vehicles. And she's got two of them just in case. Red and orange are usually the universal, oh my god, come help me. So yeah. Now, like I said, due to limitations on size, this is about all I could fit in there, and it's still quite a bit. You know, the candle. The little ribbon thing, Nikki reminded that these came with, and I thought it was a perfect way to get everything in and out of the kit. But, you know, I'm not going to have you watch while I fight with this thing, so I'll do that right after this review. But, you know, it's a simple kit. Like I said, it's designed to complement her major kit, but it's also designed that, you know, she's traveling on major and secondary highways. She should be okay. Excuse me, hiccups now. She should be okay using this kit for, like I said, a few hours. If she can get to the major kit, then she can actually bump that up even longer. But this is always in her car in the wintertime. Mine's always in my car, period, because I don't take it out. But this is always in her car in the wintertime, and you know, it was a great idea from her, and I like little challenges like that. It actually inspired me to get, you know, creative juices going. But yeah, that's about it. I hope that, you know, this has given you an idea of what you can do for a simple, always in the car winter kit for yourself, for your family, for friends. What changes would you have made? I mean, obviously, if I had more time, I would have made this bigger, been able to fit more stuff in there. But what changes would you have made? You know, give us some ideas, comments, anything like that down below. Folding shovels and stuff like that we have in Nikki's kit, but you know, you see some of these where you can take it off and stick a shovel on and stuff like that. Would you use something like that? So yeah, but that's about it. Thanks for watching this. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, hi, I'm back. Yeah, we're gonna start doing videos again. Things have kind of settled down at work. Things have kind of settled down up here, so yeah, that job's back for a bit. So yeah. Anyways, until next time, guys, stay sharp.